night rolls in, another story's gonna begin. Footsteps echo through the hall. Who's out there? We hear the call. Shane's asking all the questions loud. Mary's reading through the shrouds. Nick's chasing every hidden sign. Angelina says we're running out of time. Every whisper, every scream, nothing's ever what it seems. Round table discussions, gather round, don't lose your nerve. Ghosts and legends, truth unspoken, every mystery gets observed. From haunted houses to creatures in the dark, we're lighting up the shadows with a spark. Shane, Mary, Nick, Angelina lead the way. Round table discussions.
Nou, het klinkt niet verkeerd.
Nee, hè?
I like the song.
So did I.
Yeah. Let me share out a bit.
Good idea.
How was your day off yesterday?
Good. Good.
Ah, better. Better.
How about yours?
Busy. As you
As
know,
always.
I have 2 households.
Yeah.
And just 3 more days. 3 more days. And then they're back. And then
You can rest.
yeah. Then I'm on vacation.
Ooh. All right, let me put on the chat. Because I see watchers. But who is watching? Say hi.
I do hope our personal fans are in. I'm still.
Joe. Hi. Thank you.
Hi, Joe. So I shared out in all the groups.
Very nice.
He's
See if
joining.
people-
He is joining, as you know. Like always, do I need to open Messenger for Angelina or Nick or whoever?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I can put it in the background if needed.
Okay. Do we need to put a link in the chat as well?
Yeah, we can. Let me put it in.
Okay. Let me see if it opens.
Because this is the link. So if you want to join the live, want to talk a little bit with us, then click the link. Come on in
Yeah.
and let's talk.
If you want to be put in the picture.
Something went wrong. What happened?
What went wrong?
I have no idea. What is going on?
I have no clue. Now you're scaring me.
Facebook is being a dickhead.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm
It
now.
is still running Facebook, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Just our like page. I didn't include our personal page, our Things Paranormal,
No, that's fine.
but
there we go.
I did put in Things Network. Let me check if we are live over there. Because
Lincoln over here as well.
everyone was having problems last week. No, we are live in
Yeah.
Things Network. Let me check if it's us. Yeah, it's us. And the link is
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Put the link. I did put the link in my YouTube as well. Because I don't see it happening, and it's very annoying here. Let me try that again. Let's see what it does. Hello.
I can't open the link in the chat, but the
Hi, Niels.
link is uh, in the event post as well.
Yep.
So it's all over the place.
I can
So
click it in YouTube. So,
can you link it, click it in YouTube?
yeah,
Let me check
I can click things
mine.
over there.
Uh,
Supposedly, it should be doing that as well. Thank you, Niels.
yes. Thanks.
Hopefully, many, 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 many more years because I like doing this.
I hope so too. I
Yeah, right?
couldn't imagine us being uh, this far.
No.
First of all, I thought I would have second thoughts or too scared to do it and stuttering and blushing a lot and messing up my language, but it went well.
It went perfect.
Uh, yes, on the Things Paranormal Netherlands, you can push the link as well.
Yep.
It works.
I put it in the Twitch account as well. No, not that we have much watchers over there, but it's the count. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah, it is.
Hi, Miriam. Good
So, like
evening.
I said in the small intro, uh, we never expected we would make it the full 2 years.
No, and be
What
this far.
Yeah, what started out as a tryout on TikTok after Vivian uh, told me I have a free spot and you're going to fill it up. Um, I got cold feet.
Yep.
So we did a tryout on TikTok and put it out on Facebook and YouTube. And then yeah, we got to know StreamYard and we tried out StreamYard and wanted to do it on TikTok and Facebook as well.
Yeah.
But TikTok was a big ass and we managed one time to go live on
Yep.
TikTok and Facebook as well, but we didn't give up. And we created our Things Paranormal Talk Like page.
Yep.
It was my own old team page, and I tried to remove it, but Facebook wouldn't have it because I had too much followers. So I changed everything, threw all the old garbage out, and started all over again. And we doubled the followers.
Yeah, we
So
did.
that's a great achievement in half, a half year, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, you did that a half a year ago.
Yeah.
Joe
So
says that's what I thought, but now it's just me, Insane Joe from the Insane Asylum podcast. Yes, and you're doing good as well, Joe.
yeah,
I like your podcast as well.
yeah. But we didn't want to do the same podcast as everyone.
Nope.
Um, I thought let's do it friendly, like we know each other for years and go out with each other once a month, once a week, call each other up like we are best friends.
Yep.
And I take a shot at you, and you take a shot at us. And let's laugh, let's make fun, and talk about everything possible. And in that, we stand out, I think.
I think so as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
And
only we only have positive responses if it comes to that. So
yeah. And last week we did it a step further. We had Chris, and behind the screens, we managed to get Ryan in because they know each other personally.
thanks, Joe.
And yeah, it was a big surprise for Chris.
Yeah, it was, and it was
Yeah,
a fun one because he was like, "Huh." Plus the fact he wanted to talk to him before didn't work yet,
yeah,
and now he had a chance to talk to him. So that was a good
exactly.
thing.
Yeah, so it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
And now we have to keep our schedule once a week, but with all the people who want to join the podcast and all the people I put in already,
Yep.
uh, we can do twice a week, but it's a bit too much.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because we get invited as well.
Yeah, we do
Yeah,
a lot
and
of times. But now,
it surprised me. It surprised
yeah,
me. Yeah.
me as well. But I like doing it. So
Yeah, so this week we have 3 podcasts. Next week
yep,
we have one.
yep,
And as soon as I get in touch with KD, we have to put them somewhere in between.
yep.
And the same goes for Mike. And so there will be 1 or 2 extra in a period of 4 weeks. And if you think she sounds strange, I have an allergy, hazy, and we had a windy day, and my nose is dropping, and I'm sneezing. So
Yeah. Don't sneeze in live air.
it sounds silly.
People are gonna get very frightened, especially on
No,
Spotify. They
yeah,
didn't see that coming.
yeah. That's the fun
See,
part.
I'm choking. I'm choking.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Is there anyone there who would like to join our
Yes.
live? So come
In
into the studio and talk with us.
yes,
Ah,
we have Joe.
hi Joe.
Hi,
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
I'm bored.
You're bored.
That's a good thing you come in the show then.
Yeah, it's just hard when you don't have 2 vehicles.
True.
Wife works and I'm stuck at home with the dog. So, but I
Yeah,
thought I'd come on. I love talking paranormal. I love doing what I do, you know, and it's just been so much fun for me. I don't want to quit, so I try to keep going as much as I can.
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been on
Please
in a
do.
while, but I do go on a lot of other podcasts. People will recognize me and from like Fear fans and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm surprised Nick isn't here with you.
It's always
Uh,
Nick time with Nick.
Yeah, that's an old thing. Yeah, Nick time. Yeah, I could never do that. I'm not on Nick time. I'm on my own time.
Yeah.
yeah. Nick is always,
I've seen him on time a couple of times.
yes, me as well, and in our podcast as well.
Yep.
And I teased him a lot about it. I always say, look who the cat's dragged in on time.
Yep.
I gotta say something though to Shane. It must be Halloween in your little area year
Always.
round, huh?
Always.
Yeah.
Every day is Halloween time.
I mean, that's kind of stuff. I've got like the Rest in Peace and You
Yep.
know, I've got a few signs, but they're like stored away till Halloween.
Yeah, my
These
favorite
are so.
celebration is Halloween, so it will always be Halloween every
Yeah,
single day.
isn't that strange? It's like when you were kids, it was fun, okay? But for me, when I got older, as an adult, it was even more fun, you
Yeah,
know,
because you get to
because
frighten
I
people.
got to be on the end of scaring the hell out of the kids. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
my brother bought a house and I didn't live too far away. So every year there was like 4 or 5 of us. We got together, drank a few beers, and did his garage like a haunted house.
Cool.
And we got very popular for a few years because we put it together the day of. So when they go down, then they don't know what's in there, and they don't have any idea of what we're going to do, and we tear it down after it's all over, before anybody could get a glimpse of anything to figure out the little tricks and gadgets and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
But we
cool.
kept adding to that every year.
That
Went
is
on
very
for
amazing.
quite a few years.
Yeah, I
Oh,
tend to do that, but one way or another, my kids don't like that.
well, my kids, well, they grew up on the horror movies, so
Oh yeah, and my daughter, I think she will love it, but in the end, she will have nightmares. So she's 7, so she's not supposed to see that kind of things. But my oldest one is scared of everything. So
my oldest would probably join us, in being on the decorating team and scaring team, because my oldest daughter is almost 40.
oh yeah, yeah, mine's too
I'm
young yet. But
59. She's 39. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they grow up. They don't like doing a lot of that stuff anymore. She's got her own craft thing going on.
yeah,
But
they
you know
have
when
their
it,
own life.
when it gets close to that date for Halloween, her crafts turn into nothing but Halloween crafts.
It's always like that. As soon as
Hey,
you're that creative, it will with Halloween.
yo,
It will happen to be
the
Halloween.
well, the first thing I did, I got a 3D printer not long ago, and one of the first things I printed was a little tiny Jason Voorhees.
Oh, nice. That is
You know,
cool.
and then I did the Mount Rushmore of horror, where it had Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, and Chucky, I think.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I can't seem to figure out how those things work. Those 3D printers.
I can't explain it totally, but you got the filament, which is the plastic, and it goes in like a you got to thread it into the machine, but it heats it up and melts it onto a
Yeah,
plate as it's building. And some of these things take a couple hours. We've done a couple of print jobs that took almost 24 hours. They they take some time,
yeah,
and you don't want to leave it unattended because shit can happen and the alarm goes off. You got to be there to fix it. You know,
yeah.
but it is addicting.
I can understand that. Yeah,
It is addicting. I was posting a lot of the stuff that we printed early on.
yeah, yeah. I think it's cool when you can use those. It
Yeah.
was very cool. My dad used to have one. He printed like a raven for me. I was stupid enough to put it in my car.
Oh, not a
It got
good
very
idea.
hot in my car, so it melted to the dashboard. Funny as hell. It was a little blob that was stuck on my
I kind of
dashboard.
thought about
Funny.
that too, and I'm going, shit, we'd have to get the right type of filament
Yeah,
so that
yeah,
it doesn't melt because, myself and my wife got a 2019 Ford Explorer Police Interceptor Edition, still painted black and white.
Yeah,
So it looks like a cop from a distance. You
that's
know,
cool.
so people slow down and speed up, and don't want to pass us. Kind of, they really get weary until they find out we're really not a cop, because it still says Police Interceptor Edition on the back of the vehicle. But my wife's got it all decked out because we got the cricket, so she's got it decked out with vinyl. So it says "We Believe," and I've got two big magnets with my logo and Insane Asylum podcast website, so it's all decked out.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I take it and show it off down at the Chicago Paracon every year in Chicago. Takes us about a couple hours to get there, but it's worth it.
It is definitely.
The guy that
One day I will walk around there.
the guy that puts it on does it all by himself.
Yeah, I heard that
You
before
know,
from Nick. I think Nick told me that.
and yeah, it's amazing what he does and that he's there and interacting so much. I mean, the guy's like running around every year, like with his head cut off. I mean, I don't want to say that because he does know what he's doing, but he's getting pulled every which way,
Yeah,
the day of the event. So he's like busy nonstop,
yeah.
and I've been going 4 years now in a
Oh,
row.
that's cool. That is cool.
Well, I think paracons are important. If you're doing
They
this
are.
kind of thing, paracons are important because you do one thing, you make new friends and you make connections,
True.
and,
True.
and that's one of the best things you can, oh, did you check out this place? You want to go sometime, or something like this, or hey, I got a podcast. You want to be on my show? Stuff like that. You make connections.
Yeah, you do.
And, my I don't want to name names, but I used to have a co-host, and he didn't understand that. So, and I don't know what happened. Real life got in the way. Me, I started, kind of getting rid of the toxic people. I don't need them.
Yeah,
You know. But I've been having a lot of fun. I still do. My wife and I have a lot of fun, and people recognize me. Because I got a distinct look when I go out. I got a cowboy hat on, and
yeah.
I got an idea from Nick because we met in person. I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I saw his vest, and it says like paranormal investigators. And, it looks like a biker vest on the. Well, I went and made one myself. I did the research, and I did my own custom made vest.
That is
So,
very cool. Yeah, I'm busy with mine.
well, not I had the patches sewn on, and I didn't make the vest, but I made the patches. I
Yeah,
got them custom done. I paid for them.
that's
So,
cool. Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, I'm
so
busy with mine. Mine is still in the running, but not finished yet.
well, I've got more patches to add. I just haven't had time to get to the place because with leather, it's not easy to work with.
Mm, no.
And I used to have somebody, and I moved out of town, and they closed their store, so I had to find somebody again. So I have to go all the way to Milwaukee, and that's about an hour drive for me.
That's pretty far away. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I'm trying to find people who would like to send over their patches, like their team names or anything, to put on my jacket so I can promote
well,
everybody.
yeah,
I think that's cool.
when I go to those conferences, those paracons, I collect the stickers from the guys I don't have, you know. So like Barnaby Jones, he's like caps, you know.
Yeah.
So I've got a round sticker. I've got them on both sides of the truck. We just haven't taken newer pictures of it since we've got some more work to do yet this summer.
Yeah, well, there's always work to promote things or to
Well,
renew things.
I think it's funny every time I go to a Paracon, there's one thing that's always there, and it seems like it's like not always the same person that owns this, but they got the same thing, and they do it. Uh, and I've seen some pretty screwed up versions of this. They do Echo One from Ghostbusters,
Yeah,
right? Now
yeah,
I've seen somebody actually have, you know, like the old ambulance or hearse, you know, all painted white and decorated properly. Okay. I've seen that like once. But I mean, I've seen cars like the Chevy Caprice, it's all white, but it's decorated like that. Or I've seen, you know, like utility vehicles, but they don't change the color or buy them white. They just make it look like a Ghostbuster vehicle. And I'm like, God, you got to do something original. So that's why we decided to do what we're doing,
yeah,
you know, to be
yeah.
original. Because I don't want to
There's
go
a
there and everybody looking, oh, it's the Ghostbuster vehicle.
Yep.
You know, it
Yeah,
gets a
there's a
little
lot of
boring.
people doing that.
Yeah, it is. It's surprising, and they're not even staying with the like old ambulance, you know, like they had in the movie. You know,
Nope.
they're using whatever vehicle they have.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
You
it's a
know,
shame. I'll just keep it at the plates right behind me or a sweater.
well, yeah, I mean, that's like Hollywood. You know, you got to come up, you know, be original, and they
Yep.
haven't because they're remaking a lot of old shit.
Oh yes, they are.
You know, and
Yeah.
some of it shouldn't be remade, or oh, this was a television show, we're going to turn it into a movie. You know,
Yep.
vice versa. That should never be done, but they do it because they think they can make money.
Yeah. Well, it's the same as the Disney horror movies nowadays. Those things are bad, like Pooh
Oh,
or
the
Peter
Winnie the
Pan,
Pooh
or
horror movie
yeah, it sucks.
that ruined my childhood.
No, I
It's
was looking at. I was like, what the hell am I looking at?
Well, I watched like 5 minutes of it and I stopped because you know I grew up when I grew up. Winnie the Pooh was on TV quite a bit.
Yep.
Me, I'm not a fan, but you know, I was a kid and mama, you know, and parents bought a Winnie the Pooh bear, you know, so I had one, my brother had one, you know, but I was a Tigger fan. I loved Tigger.
Tigger was fun.
But yeah, I can't watch those, you know, they take them and turn them into a horror movie, and it's like, why?
What the why? And the why did you make it like this? If you want to make a horror movie, then at least make a horror movie out of it. Instead of the first 5 minutes, the head persona is dying. Then I'm like, okay, end of the movie. I can make a movie like that in 5 minutes, no problem. It's gonna
Yeah.
suck though, but
yeah.
I can make a movie. It's the same
Yeah.
as Peter Pan. I was looking at it, I was like, what the hell am I watching?
You know, although I got, yeah, I didn't, I wouldn't like any of those movies turned into a horror. You know,
No.
my favorite out of all the stuff that was done, I gotta say my favorite Peter Pan was Robin Williams and
Yeah,
Hook.
Hook, yeah.
exactly.
That was one of the best Peter Pan movies.
Yeah,
Definitely. I
you
keep
know,
watching it till this day. Because that
every
man
time
was
I see it
brilliant.
on TV, I watch it if there's nothing else to watch. And,
Yeah.
you know, I got
Yeah,
burnt out.
that man was a brilliant actor.
I got burnt out on TVs and movies and stuff a long time ago because I used to own a video store before Blockbuster
Oh yeah.
erupted. You know, they kind of moved in about 3 blocks from me, and you can't compete with a multi-billion-dollar chain.
No,
Mhm.
no.
Not on a mom
Not
and pop budget. You know, they don't. They got a budget, and man, I figured. But you know what pissed me off about that whole thing? A couple years later, I went to Blockbuster because they were hiring, right? Looking for a job, and they would not hire me. You want to know why? They said I was too overqualified and they couldn't pay me enough.
yeah, I've had that once. Yeah.
Just because I owned a video store and stuff, and managed one for many years
Yeah.
beforehand.
Yeah. Most of the time they use that
I'm thinking,
phrase if
I'm
you're
thinking,
too old.
I would have saved you money. You wouldn't have really had to train me much because the computer systems were pretty much similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's
oh,
like Mary said, that's the phrase they use when they think you're too old.
Yeah. They don't know anything to say to you why
No.
they don't want to hire you. You're
I
too
never got
old.
that before until that day, and it's like, geez, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, I can understand that if I went looking for a security job, okay, because I've been security supervisor and stuff at different places, and I've got a lot of supervisor experience as a security officer. But working in a video store, the only thing I could have done was made them more money,
Yeah.
because I got to say, I don't, they're not around much anymore, anyways. Blockbuster sucked when it came to customer service.
Yeah.
You ever walk into one and say, "Hey, can you recommend a good movie?" And the guy behind the counter is like, um, 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 you know,
Yep.
uh, and me when I used to manage and own my own store, I knew my customers by first name the minute they walked in, and the type of movie they were going to be looking for. You know, I I thought that was a plus.
That is customer service.
Yeah, I knew him by
Definitely.
first name or Mister So and So. Because I'd talk to them and know them and know what they come in and they look at me. Can you recommend a new movie? Well, this one just came in. It should be right up your alley. Oh, I've been waiting for the,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I used to watch a lot of movies back then,
Yeah.
because I got to take them home free, you know. But
Big plus.
that was when everything was on VHS, so it was tough sometimes.
Yeah, but the good
Yeah.
old days.
Yeah, definitely the good old days.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I got a saying. I tell these younger kids that come around. I says, "You never last in high school or anything." When I went to high school, they look at me and
Definitely not.
laugh, and I'm like, "You wouldn't have your cell phone. There wasn't computers yet, you know." You always had to keep a few quarters in your pocket in case you had to make a phone call if you got stranded somewhere.
Yeah.
Man. But it was fun. It was the best days. I wouldn't change it for anything.
No. Same here. Those were the days that the youth nowadays would go outside and play.
Yeah.
Nowadays they're inside and they're like at their phones.
Attached to
Hello.
their phone, or they got
Hello.
a
Yeah.
to their phone, or they got a controller in their hand because they're playing video. You know,
Yeah.
The video game system didn't even come around until I was like 12 or whatever,
Yeah.
for at home. And it was like the Atari 2600, you know. I mean, we had to go out and use our imagination.
Yep.
Kids nowadays, they don't have an imagination because they don't
No,
get
they don't know what
forced to
to
go
do.
outside.
No.
My mom would come home, you got your chores done? Yeah. Get your asses outside, and I don't want to, don't want to see your faces until dinner. You know,
Yep. Yep. And after dinner, when the lights go on, you have to be inside.
right? As soon as the street lights came on, you got to come inside,
Yep.
and if you were late, oh, you were grounded.
You got an
Or
ass.
yeah,
You got an ass whooping.
yeah, something. Because nowadays kids take everything as a threat. Oh, they ain't gonna go through with it because things you can't do that you could do back in the 70s and get away with it. You can't do that now because all they got to do is scream abuse, and
Yeah.
Yep.
your ass
You're
might be
done.
in the slammer.
Yep.
You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, my
Yeah.
dad
So
my dad
Horror.
drove city bus for 30 plus years, right? But he had this uh, really thick, like the police belt. It's called the Garrison. It's
oh
the
yeah.
one that, it's the one that goes over the other one. Anyway, he used to tan my ass, like, get that belt out. Back talk anything, respect your elders, don't, you know, all this stuff. And man, if you broke any of those things, your ass was in trouble.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I was reading Neil's remarks. Kids nowadays really don't get how we survived without a phone, the internet, or electrical bicycle. Well, give them an old phone and ask them to ring someone.
That's
They have
just
no
it.
idea
They
how it
wouldn't know
works.
how to survive.
No.
Now, I
First
I
was
had
apocalyptic shit, and they die. Trust me.
I had two ways of getting
absolutely.
around. I either use my bike, or basically, or walk, but I had public transportation because my dad drove bus and I was a
Yeah.
dependent. I had
Yeah,
a dependent pass, so I got to ride any bus for free.
yeah,
So I could go all over the city for free riding the bus. I wasn't below that. I'd do it just to go all the way over to the other side of town, for a carnival or
Yeah.
something,
Yep.
yeah,
you know. But
yeah. Those phones you had to
Yeah.
rotate.
The rotator phones.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's
and
funny.
the other
exactly.
thing, kids, the other thing I don't get is these kids think they're too good to work at McDonald's or
Oh
Culver's,
yeah.
Yeah,
or
Yeah.
or like some janitorial service or something, and it's like, you expect to get a job better than that with no experience.
yeah. And if you tell them you have an 8-hour workday, oh my God, they get a mental breakdown.
I
Absolutely. Eight
I had
hours a day, I'm not going to survive that. Well, we did, and we are still alive.
Yeah, I mean, I worked some of the shittiest jobs, but I had experience to get where I, was going for a while,
Yeah,
until
Yeah.
I got hit with a really bad cancer called leukemia. Yeah.
leukemia. That's
Oh yeah. That
horrible.
sucks.
Yeah, and so that kind of disrupted my whole plan, but I've done quite a bit in my lifetime.
Yeah,
I owned my own business once. I may not have lasted a year, but I owned my own business for a while. It was successful, but there was no way I was going to compete with a multi-billion-dollar chain.
No. Nobody will survive that. Nobody's business.
Well, I didn't have that kind of budget to keep up. I'm lucky I could get 2 or 3 new releases because back then everything was on VHS and dealer
Yep.
costs for a new movie would be like $65. So, and then you go about 350 a rental, you think about it, you got to rent that 10 plus times just to get your money back,
Yeah,
and make
exactly.
a profit,
True.
you know.
In this area, you can barely survive with a job like that. Well, I managed to survive with my job. I was a manager till 4 or 5 years ago, and now I'm doing uh, some stuff shit IQ, and I'm still surviving on my own, living on my own, having a house, a car, going on vacation, but you have to work for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, put
I had
effort
to
in
work
it.
for it until I got hit with leukemia. Then I spent most of my time living in the hospital. But when I got out and the doctor cleared me, I went back to work.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, I couldn't go back doing what I was doing before I got sick because I was working for one of the oldest law enforcement companies in the world, Pinkerton. You ever hear of them?
no,
No, I haven't.
Pinkerton?
No, we're,
no,
we're
Ever
from
heard
the
of
Netherlands.
Pinkerton Security? They started back in the 1800s. You know, they would protect those transports to the bank.
Oh, that's cool.
Anyway, they got a long history, but I was a security guard for them for the longest time, but I couldn't handle all the walking that was involved.
yeah.
So I ended up driving for a living for a while. I drove cab till I got road rage too bad. So I don't drive much anymore. I got a license. I just don't do that much anymore.
I'm guilty as well. I have also road rage.
Well, you know, I live in Wisconsin, and I was born and raised pretty much in the Madison area, and that's where I drove cab for a living. Was
Yeah,
in Madison, and that's a college town and a drinking town. So yeah,
yeah,
it can get pretty rough.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I wanted to start a YouTube channel with me driving in a car.
Oh no, I
Do
don't
it.
think
It will be
anyone.
a big hit.
Oh my God. People will learn curse words they haven't even heard.
Oh, yeah.
I thought of what I thought of doing, but it just took too much work. I
It isn't much work,
hooking up
but
a dash cam to my vehicle, and I've
yeah,
got a couple of them, right?
yeah,
Hooking
it's
it up to
handy
my
with
vehicle and
Dashcam.
then driving around with it on and
Yeah,
just getting all the idiots.
yeah. I'm filming
Pointing
myself.
out all the ones that like almost cut you off and they don't turn on their blinker or they fail to stop at a stop
Yeah,
sign or something.
yeah,
I've seen a
yeah,
lot of stupid shit.
yeah.
I still don't drive. I can, but I just refuse to do it because people have gotten more and more lazy about it.
Niels, everyone will ban me on YouTube. It's horrible. Me in a car. Even my mom was shouting at me. I have
Yeah,
an
YouTube might be.
example. I really have a horrible example. I was driving in my car with my mom to the hospital, windows open because it was summer, and there were some people not using the signs and braking all the time. And we had to stop at a traffic light, and there was a car stopping next to me. And I felt this person looking at me, and I was shouting, "Do I have something on you want or you like?" And I turned my head, and it was a policeman. And he started to laugh. And I also shouted out, "So what?" And they were laughing very hard. But I'm horrible in the car.
That'd be it though. I
Yeah,
agree with that person. You
yeah.
know, every episode will be 30 minutes of bleeps.
Yeah.
I say
Probably.
it'd be more than that. You'll be
I
lucky to get 30 seconds that isn't bleeped out.
Yeah.
Well, I
Exactly.
can
Yeah.
air it in America because it sounds gibberish for you, but here in the Netherlands, people think, "Oh my God, she works in a big company. She was a manager. Oh my God, it's not ladylike. It is. It isn't."
You know,
I'm on the road daily for about 7 hours, so I know what you mean. Yeah, I should not do that with my kids in the car though.
Even when I drive to my mom, and she lives 10 minutes from here, I probably cursed 10 times and shouted 5 times, even at kids, not on a bicycle, not pointing out which route they are going, and people not watching because they cross the road looking like zombies. And I
Yeah,
even curse at them. So,
but they are
yeah,
annoying.
they are, but I also make fun of it. And uh, yeah, it's horrible. It is horrible.
It is. It
Yeah,
is.
I'm glad I'm on podcast, and this is for me relaxation.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
therapeutical.
it is.
Talking about the paranormal and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been doing it, Joe?
well, we started back in 2019. I started doing the podcasting though back in
Oh,
2016 because my my uh, my dog died. All right, he was a purebred Siberian Husky.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Okay, I'll show you a picture.
it's around the same time that our podcast started the first time.
Oh, beautiful.
Guten.
So
Big.
he basically thought he was a lap dog.
Yeah.
It's big.
He loved sitting in my lap out on the porch, you know, on nice days, you know. And so he passed away shortly after I moved out here, and we had to take a trip. My wife didn't want me to be at home alone, especially after that, having a dog here all the time. So we went out and got Timber Joy. She's a pure white Siberian Husky with an attitude.
She talks back.
Yeah, but I love it. I love it. She's very vocal. Um, but on the trip, my buddy decided he'd chauffeur, and so my wife and his girlfriend were sitting in the back seat, and he and I were sitting in the front seat. This is about a 3 hour trip or whatever, you know, just to go get a new dog. And on the way, it got discussing. Well, we cracked them up so bad in the back seat. Why don't you start a podcast? Well, we did. And needless to say, for a while, you know, we got negative viewers because people were, you know, doing that and subscribing and unsubscribing quick because we pissed them off or offended them. You know, we basically were talking politics and religion and anything that was messed up in this world. to two old guys. I'll be 60 next year. Okay. So we're saying, our views, and people didn't like it. Around 2019, we had to change it because, yeah, we were getting a lot of hate mail and a lot of this and a lot of that. And we decided to do the paranormal thing, and it's been a fun ride ever since then.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I got to talk some of my favorite subjects because paranormal. I mean, just the term paranormal is such a broad. You can talk all kinds of things. And sometimes I've thrown in things like the serial killers
Yeah.
because I got before my mom passed away, I was taking her to the doctor's office, and this wasn't so gray. Okay. And I'm sitting there, and she just looks over at me and she says, "Anybody ever tell you look like Charles Manson?"
You
And
do
it's like, thanks a lot, Mom.
I'm sorry, but now you're mentioning it.
So I have a little fun with that one. Um, and people have asked me about being Leo or Tommy Chong, you know, because I have a vest and, just the glasses and stuff, the sunglasses I wear.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had fun with that. So I like to talk to serial killers because it's always fascinated me.
It is.
And I basically predicted Jeffrey Dahmer when he got convicted and he got sent to the jail he got sent to. I say he'll be lucky to live a year.
Yeah.
And he was released in the general population and killed by a guy that had nothing to lose because he was already serving life sentences.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do stuff like that, and you end up in prison, and they find out about it.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and there's some serious crimes that those prisoners don't take lightly. You know,
Exactly. I'm sorry.
She has to sneeze or cough. Nope, sneeze, blow the nose. Everything's running again.
but that's like John Bonet Ramsey.
Oh yeah.
They ever find that killer, that person's not going to last a couple of days.
Not what I think. A couple hours.
Yeah.
Couple hours, and then it's finished.
Yeah, just booking them and then released in general population, and then
Yep. Done.
Yeah.
again, he's somebody that's got nothing to lose.
There's
A
always
life.
that one.
Yeah, you've always got a lifer in those maximum security prisons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
We have an interesting question,
Yeah.
and we are going to answer it, all three of us. So
Oh,
you,
that's a good one.
Shane,
Yeah.
and Joe as well. Niels is asking, here it is. You guys have been doing it for 2 years now. Officially, our podcast is 8 years old, like
Yeah.
Joe's. And we started over 2 years ago, changed the name and the concept a bit. Any future goals you'd like to achieve? TV show for example. Uh, well, I do hope we get those guests in which we want to get in, and stay respectful and have a civil conversation with a lot of laughs. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, TV show. maybe a guest appearance, but that's it.
Yeah, we don't want our own show. We just want to have fun with the things we are doing, and
Yeah,
not be and not, we don't want to be obligated to do things they want us to do.
I I did that once.
you did?
All right. I got not to mention any names, okay, but
Yeah,
I got involved with this thing. They were going to be the next big thing, like Netflix,
yeah,
okay, but they were going to be all paranormal, right? So after talking back and forth with the person for a while, I signed a contract, you know, and that's when it started. They wanted me to do this and wanted me to use somebody as editing and all of this. And it's like, I thought you liked my show being raw and uncut, because if we didn't see anything on cam or we don't get any evidence, well, that's all you see is what happens to us in the field while we're looking.
Yeah, yeah,
We don't hype up the show or edit it to make it look better or whatever. Um, but yeah, they said, well, we liked your show because it was raw and uncut, and that's just what we're looking for, right? And then it's like, oh, you're not Hollywood enough. So it was like 3 months later, whatever, they let us go. It's
oh
like,
my
that's
God.
okay. But I had to wash that stink off of everything because they wanted me to put their logo on everything that and it's like, yeah, it's not worth it. You know, I I am never ever going to give up creative control to insane asylum to anybody ever because it's
no,
not worth it.
no,
Nope.
I mean, I started it with a friend and I've kept it going, and that's the way it'll stay.
yeah,
You know?
Yeah, we had the same discussion this morning.
But
yep,
when it comes to a TV show, I'll make a guest appearance. I'm not an
Yeah,
expert on anything. When it comes to paranormal, you know,
no,
there's no
neither are
such
we.
thing as an expert because it's all theories
yeah, exactly. And
until something's been scientifically proven.
yeah, if they
All right,
want
but
someone
however,
screaming, I'm in because I will run, I will scream, I will laugh, and everyone is shouting, "Shut up!"
hey, I've been startled out there, and it got on camera.
Yeah,
I almost stepped on a baby deer. Scared the living hell out of me, but I should have known better because where I was, yeah, they frequent those woods often. But you know, I don't consider myself an expert in anything.
no,
Computers, yeah. When it comes to computers, uh, I'm an expert. When it comes to like Elvis Presley, I'm an expert. Okay. But anything else,
mm,
I don't know shit about cars. If it was built in the 70s, I could probably fix it though, because the
Yeah, because
engines were
it's
much, much simpler back then.
yep, yep,
You didn't have to take apart half the car just to change the valve cover gaskets.
yeah,
yep.
You know,
Nowadays everything is electric and computer
computerized.
based. Yeah,
Yeah,
AI.
you gotta be like a rocket genius or rocket scientist to fucking figure out these cars.
Yeah,
true.
Well, each one's got a different computer system, so each computer system's got different software. So that person is going to have to be some kind of genius, unless they're just an expert in one field of cars.
Yeah, true.
Because every car nowadays has got a computer system that regulates everything from the oil pressure to gas pressure to God knows what else it regulates. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, I never thought I'd live to the day. I haven't seen one yet, only on TV, where there would be cars driving themselves.
That was in China, I think.
You know, and
You want to
I
test
can't
it out
remember.
here?
They were gonna
Yeah,
do it somewhere
I think Uber.
and run a test
Yeah,
in one of the cities here in the United States, and I don't know which city it was, but man, I never thought I'd live to the day to see that though. You know, but I mean, you can go, hey Google, what time is it? And you'll have a
It's
device.
3:05 p.m.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
and then when you get pissed off and you say, and she'll say, oh, I don't like the way you talk to me or something like that.
Yeah, I let mine beatbox.
Because I've got both Google and Alexa,
I don't want
but
Alexa.
I've got the Alexa device in my bedroom, because I've got like Amazon Music and stuff
Yeah.
on there, so I can listen to music at night. So I've only got that one little, tall speaker device,
Oh, we
but
can
it puts
listen to
out pretty
music
good
on
sound.
Google.
Those things put out pretty good sound for such
Yeah,
little devices and small little speakers.
Yeah.
yeah, it does. But we do it on Google over here.
Yeah, so I got them just because they're convenient. Yeah,
Yeah, but Alexa's scary.
Yeah.
yeah. You can make Alexa do a lot more.
Mm-hmm. That scares me.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. I saw this
But
clip.
it's AI in general that should scare you.
Oh yeah.
I mean the way that AI is doing things and people are creating with AI out there, it's very hard to to distinct, what's real and what's not.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I
Agreed.
think it's handy when you create backgrounds, ads for events. It's handy, and you can be more creative than if you're drawing or painting or whatever. But that's
Yeah,
about it.
but people are using it and making pictures of like, oh, it's a real life megalodon,
Yeah,
or
I've seen it.
and it's really hurting the paranormal field because we as paranormal investigators have to sit there and really look at things and question everything that we see now,
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
because everybody's
As
got a
soon as
computer in their pocket, so everybody's taking pictures. All right, some of it's real or whatever, but
yep.
with all this editing software and AI software that you can download to your phone, your smartphone and stuff and use it there, you can create some pretty convincing stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, but
The day that AI started, I
yeah,
questioned everything I saw.
yeah, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
learning. It's learning by
Yeah.
itself. It's growing and growing and growing, and I think it's
I lost my
scary, scary.
I'll be right back.
It is scary.
It is absolutely. I don't think Nick is going to make it.
No, I don't think so either. He doesn't react either.
No,
Maybe if we
so
call him
huh?
Nick.
Angelina is in therapy with her
Yeah,
knee.
physical therapy. Yeah.
Yeah, with her knee. She thought it was tomorrow.
Mm.
And I sent out the link. What's stated? Here's the link for Friday.
Yeah, but I lost counts of days as well. So
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible.
It is.
But don't mind
So
the
where are you both located?
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Oh,
I live near Amsterdam.
ah,
Yeah.
the site of the
Li-
famous Cheech and Chong movie.
But
I live on the other side of the ocean.
you're also on Things Network, aren't you?
What network?
Things Network.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm head of Wisconsin.
She is head of the Netherlands.
So I'm like president of Wisconsin. That's my title.
Yeah, I'm
I have
European.
yet to, I have yet to make a patch, and Jeremy was supposed to send me stickers for my truck,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's why I saw the thing, and I said, okay, I'll check it out and join them and stuff. I've
Yeah.
done it before. Uh, I do it with Lois. I've been on her show quite a bit. Um, Nick and I have been on all kinds of things together, but I know Nick in person now because, I live in Wisconsin, he's in Chicago, and that's not that very far for me to drive.
Oh,
It takes me about 3 hours to get to the Chicago Paracon that I go to, but I've met uh, Nick uh, at that bar or whatever. I don't know. I got a bad memory. I know it was somewhere in Illinois, and I've
yeah.
been all over Illinois because I know Dale Kazmarek, the guy that uh, has been doing this since the 70s, and he's made quite a few TV appearances. And then there's
Cool.
Chad Lewis, who's from Wisconsin as well, who's a famous author, in the paranormal field, and that's one goal I have yet to do again. I got him on my show, right? That was like my biggest goal when I started in 2019 because we were like investigating based on Chad Lewis's books. Because I've got one called Weird Wisconsin and a bunch of other ones, that he's written over the years. And I didn't realize how strange Wisconsin was until I bought this book. And I just did it just even before I did the paranormal thing. I just did it because, I thought, oh, this would be cool to, see. So then I got into paranormal and I really got to looking at the book and I'm going, oh, shit. But the one story that fascinated me the most was the Beast of Bray Road. And if you know anything about Wisconsin, that's one of the biggest cryptids that gets
Yeah,
talked about here.
I
It's
have
like the
heard
Dog
about it.
Man from Michigan. So, and I've been down to this guy's property that runs kind of close to Bray Road. He's got 30 plus acres, and Barnaby Jones named his property the Skinwalker Ranch of Wisconsin. And I was going to that property every year since 2019, except for last year and this year. I haven't found time this year yet. But,
Year's not over yet.
nope, it's not over yet. But
We still
I'll
have
tell
time.
you though, the reason it's called the Skinwalker Ranch of Wisconsin is because it's not just the beast of Bray Road that can be kind of maybe identified there. And because the stuff we have seen on that property, everything from purple mist to different color and different size orbs to, just some strange stuff has happened on that property. We were there one night. Though it was me, the guy that started this whole thing with me, and Dale Kazmarek, and we were at this property, and we were going to try to do an overnight because most of the trail cams, the really good pictures, are taken about 6 o'clock in the morning because trail cams have that timestamp and date and timestamp. So these pictures all had that, and they were all around that early morning period. So we wanted to see what we were going to see. So we got we had a thermal camera out there, and we had a bipedal figure in the cornfield that ran right next to the 30 acres. And we were following it. Dale and I were following it and talking quietly. And the other guy went out and walking it was like a hayfield. And as he was walking out, he heard it in the cornfield, and he kind of provoked it, like, come out, and he said you could hear that on his body camera, but so you heard the two different conversations happening about this. All right. And then right it was about 2 hours later. It was getting about almost 3 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden, and I've lived here all my life in Wisconsin, I've never seen fog roll in so fast and so thick. It was like pea soup thick, So we decided to quickly pack up the cameras and stuff because moisture is the worst enemy. And so maybe 5 minutes to pack up all the equipment, and we're back out there with flashlights, and the fog is all gone. Just dissipates that quick, And it was
It was a
like,
sign.
well, it was kind of like the land was kicking us off the property before anything could happen and we could see anything.
Yeah.
And then, I contacted the guy later, and he showed me some of the pictures he captured, the trail cams captured, because he was sleeping by the time we got kicked off. But he went out and collected the pictures like later that afternoon. And there was some pretty, it's like, man, it's like, I wish, we could have stuck around, Haven't been back out there since, though.
Are you planning on going back again now?
Eventually, I want to work up the right team, to really
investigate with.
investigate this place.
Yeah.
I came up with an idea, and I didn't get to meet him, unfortunately, which kind of sucked, but it was fun to watch him in concert, telling his stories and stuff. Josh Gates was here a couple of years ago. All right.
Yeah, that's cool.
And he did a thing at the Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee, and he kind of made a couple of comments that would have kind of been relevant to that property. And so I bought one of them, and I was hoping to get it autographed, but I didn't. But I got a compass. And next time I'm going to go out there, I'm going to walk around that property very slowly and very carefully with that compass and see what happens.
That is cool.
Because have you ever watched Lost? It's an American TV show.
Yeah, I did watch the first season.
All right. They're on an island that changes its location or is shielded from radar or whatever, it's hard to find unless you follow these exact coordinates, etc. But different anomalies happen, and they explain a lot of the events that happen to some strong magnetism because they found some magnetic pockets, when they were drilling on the island. And it's like, those places exist in the world, you know, magnetic anomalies,
Yeah, like
or
Bermuda.
or I don't know of another way to explain it, but if you look up history, there is a place in Wisconsin, in the Wisconsin Dells. It's a big tourist attraction place, but back in the 70s, it was more geared towards the history and the Native American culture because there was a lot of trading posts there, and it was called Fort Dells.
Yeah,
Okay, back then. But there was this place called the Wonder Spot where gravity ceases to exist. It's like you can do some weird things, and you roll a bowling ball down the hill, but it rolls back up instead of rolling down. Um, but it's because there's just a natural phenomenon going in this little pocket of earth that they built this house on just right to pull off a lot of those tricks, because most of them were just illusions. But that explained why the bowling ball rolled uphill. It's like gravity is like all messed up in that one location. And there's like several little pockets, just like there's several little triangles, like the Bermuda Triangle and stuff around the world, where mysterious things happen, you know. And so I'm wondering if there's a lot of magnetic energy that can really mess up a compass. And that doesn't take much to make compass go nuts,
no,
because of all the things that the pictures I've seen and the stuff I've witnessed.
yeah,
You know, it's something's got to explain it more than just simple. It is. There's a lot going on,
there
and
is.
that name fits.
True,
So, I
true.
mean, if I ever came across from somewhere and I was going to visit Wisconsin, that's one of the places I'd look into going.
That would be cool, yeah.
Because you know, and when people go down there and they drive down Bray Road and they like, oh, I saw a beast, and you know, I mean, you drive down Bray Road, it's about 2.5 miles long. It's completely dark. There's no street lights, and the houses and farms, the lights from them, they're so far from the street it doesn't help. They barely help illuminate, even if they're on. And then, so all you got is the moonlight. And the mind can play tricks on you if you're driving by yourself. Believe me.
True. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we drove down there several times. There's a video on YouTube. It was like kind of like raining out, thunder, lightning, all the whole works. It's on the video.
Yeah,
But we drove down that, didn't always videotape it and upload it. Just drove up and down at a few different times of day. Early afternoon. Didn't see a thing. But I can understand how the mind can play tricks on you, and you're far enough down where there is plenty of coyote and wolves that would be on the side of the road eating roadkill. And when the headlights hit a wolf or a canine eating something, they always tend to kind of because they're the way they're like their paws are down on the food or whatever. They kind of use their front paws to kind of reach up and they kind of do that like whole thing and to make themselves look bigger, but they're looking at the lights to see, and then that you get that glare. And I don't know about all dogs, but I know that there's my dog's eyes will either be green or red based on the angle of the light.
Yeah, we'll be illuminating.
Yeah. So you get that eye illumination from the canine, but the mind can play tricks on you because they're trying to make themselves look bigger. That's why they're doing that. They're
Yeah,
kind of like sticking their chest out, you know, and it's just a defense mechanism because
it
they got
is.
startled by the lights or the sounds of the car.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, exactly.
But that's me knowing the area because I grew up in Wisconsin. You know, I mean, if you go in the big woods looking for Bigfoot, you better know what else could be in those woods before you even go. Do
True,
your research, stay safe.
true.
You know, I mean, I know what's in these woods around here because I grew up deer hunting up north, you know. So I know up there there's like black bear, and you get far enough north, you could run into moose. But basically, the only thing you're going to see this far south is maybe the wandering black bear, but we've got wolves and coyotes all over,
Yeah,
you know. And coyotes, they're just scavengers. They're scared of their own shadows. They'll more than likely run away. It's the
yeah.
wolves you got to worry.
They're like,
It's the wolves you got to worry about because they're pack hunters.
yeah,
You
yeah. The
see a
coyotes are
lone.
like big chihuahuas.
Well, it's like you sit there and see a lone wolf, huh, and you're out in the woods and you run into one lone wolf, and you can bet you're surrounded
Yeah,
already.
yeah. All right, Joe. Thank you so much for joining us because we are at the end of our show already.
Oh wow, how
Yeah,
time
went
flies
fast.
when you're playing.
If anybody wants to follow you, where can they follow you?
InsaneAsylumPodcast.com.
All right. Well, definitely follow Joe because he has an amazing podcast. And we
Thank
are
you
going to
for
finish
having
up.
me.
Yeah, sure, no problem. It's our 2-year anniversary, so anybody could join
Yeah, happy
today.
anniversary.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, Joe. Thank you so much for joining us. See you. All right, guys. That was it for today.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
And
We had a lot of fun.
interesting about
Oh yeah,
Wisconsin and the area.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
Uh
of course
you
you
too,
see
Niels.
us next week
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
yeah, next week we have a friend back. Yeah, Miss April Bousset.
Yeah, one of our amazing medium friends.
Yeah,
That's a psychic medium, I do believe.
yeah,
There's a handful, I believe. It's not much. It's not more
absolutely.
than five, probably. But
Yeah,
that's one of them.
yeah. And last Wednesday we had Chris and
Yep,
April,
that's the two.
very good one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most
and
definitely. There's probably two ends, but give
yeah,
and take.
I have a name at the tip of my tongue, but I'm I'm not going to spoil the surprise because people have to watch in a few weeks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
we will surprise.
They will watch us in a few weeks because they watch it today. They watch it
Absolutely,
tomorrow.
absolutely. Yeah. Keep a close eye on our posts,
Yep, we
and
should do that.
as soon as I have confirmations, I put them out. So
Yep.
I did it till April Bousset, but in the background, the links are already ready. So if they confirmed, the next two are be posted next week. So you
Yep.
can find it below extra and look at the events. And you will see who we will have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Ta-da! And I like to know what you think about our new tune for
Yep.
our roundtable discussions. And I don't know if we keep the word round in it because there is a group of three men who does roundtable discussions as well, the three J's. Uh, yeah,
From the Netherlands?
no,
Oh.
no.
I was like, do they
So
do that? But no.
Joe, Joe, Jay, and yeah, oh, I forgot the other one.
It's with a J.
Yeah, something with a J.
I'm probably
It
gonna change the
isn't.
name in the future.
It
It's
isn't
it's a
Josh.
start.
It isn't Josh anymore because Josh left, but they got another J in his place.
Yeah.
I have no clue. Maybe Jason, but I have no clue at this point because my head is one big fog because of the sneezing and
There's too much nothing there.
yeah,
But if they see this and they see the um, roundtable discussions title, we are not taking over your show.
no.
We are sorry if you think so. We will change it in the future. It's just a start.
It's the
Yeah, it's the
things
things.
paranormal roundtable discussions.
Exactly.
So
But it
it's
was too
one
long for
title.
the banner, so
Yeah, exactly.
can't help it. Can't help
Sorry,
it.
sorry, sorry. So I want to know what you think about our countdown video
Yep.
and song. And please listen to our tune out and let us know what you think because we created
Yeah,
new,
I'm busy creating new tunes. So
yeah,
if you have tips, tricks, you want to change something, you want to hear something different, let me know and we will see if we can work with it. Because I can always use the tips and tricks. I'm not a professional in in this case. I am just trying to figure something out,
yeah.
and usually it works. But if it doesn't work, then let me know because not everybody likes it. So
Too
I
bad.
think it's fitting, but that's me.
Yeah.
It's
I
my
have to
taste.
sneeze again. You have to close
Oh
up.
shit! I'll close off. God bless you. There she goes. 1, 2, 3. Hi Shiva. Bless you. You couldn't hear it, but you can see it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, we will start with a little bit of end with. Why do I say start? It's your sneezing. It messes me up. You're doing it, Jenny. Jenny, you have bad influences on Mary. Don't do that. She's never gonna unmute it. All right, everybody. We're gonna end with some music, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody. Mary says bye without a mic. Bye.
Round table discussion.